Imagine stepping into a room full of people. Among them, there are those who genuinely rejoice in your success, support you, and interact with you honestly. But there are also others, those who easily manipulate those around them, hiding their true intentions behind a mask of charm or friendliness. Often, they remain unnoticed until their influence becomes destructive. Why is it so important to recognize manipulation? Manipulators, like skilled puppeteers, use people's weaknesses, doubts, and emotional vulnerabilities for their own gain. Their goal is control over your decisions, emotions, and even your perception of reality. They may instill guilt, distort facts, and isolate you from those who might support you. This episode will serve as a sort of map to help you navigate the complex world of human interactions. We will uncover 7 key signs of manipulative behavior, those red flags that should not be ignored. Each of these signs will be examined in detail, so you can not only recognize the enemy, but also arm yourself with knowledge to protect yourself from their influence. In this journey, we will draw on the ideas of great thinkers, psychologists, and philosophers to explain why manipulation works and how to fight it. Prepare to discover something vital, the knowledge that can serve as a shield in your relationships and give you the confidence that you are the one managing your life. Charm as a cover for hidden intentions. The first red flag that should raise concern is charm hiding secret motives. Many manipulators know how to make a strong first impression. They are charming, attentive, and seem like the very people you've always wanted in your circle. But behind this facade often lies a completely different personality. Why is charm so effective? It works on a basic human instinct level. People tend to trust those who evoke positive emotions. This phenomenon is known as the halo effect. One prominent trait overshadows everything else. Manipulators exploit this tendency to disarm you, establish quick rapport, and gain trust. However, the key to recognizing manipulation lies in paying attention to details. Genuine charm is accompanied by consistency in actions and sincerity. Manipulative charm, on the other hand, is often marked by contradictions. For example, a person may be unusually kind in one situation but cold or aggressive in another, especially when they don't get what they want. Look out for the following signs. Inconsistency in behavior. If someone suddenly changes their tone or attitude toward you without a clear reason, this may signal hidden intentions. Excessive attention or compliments. Manipulators often use flattery to create a sense of obligation. Lack of genuine interest. Despite appearing interested, such people rarely delve into topics that are truly important to you. To protect yourself, ask questions and observe their responses. A sincere person is not afraid of honest dialogue, while a manipulator often tries to avoid direct answers. Remember, your time and trust are valuable resources that should not be wasted on those who use them for selfish purposes. Emotional games, guilt and pity. The second alarming signal of manipulation is the use of guilt and pity. Manipulators are experts at playing on emotions, making you feel responsible for their well-being or problems. These tactics exploit your empathy, urging you to act in their interests, even at your own expense. Manipulators may tell sad stories, exaggerate their difficulties, or present themselves as victims of circumstances. They know that most people are inclined to help those in need of support. But behind this drama often lies a desire to control your actions. How does this work? When you feel guilt or pity, you become more vulnerable to external influence. You may feel that you must help, or else you will appear heartless or cruel. This creates emotional dependence, with the manipulator in a dominant position. Examples of these tactics include, "If it weren't for you, I would," implying that your actions or inactions caused their misfortune. Tears or exaggerated emotional displays, demonstrating emotions to make you feel guilty for refusing. Emphasizing their helplessness. For example, claiming that no one but you can support them. To defend yourself, remember, you are not responsible for the emotions or decisions of others. A genuinely needy person respects your boundaries and accepts refusal. A manipulator will try to make you feel guilty. Ask yourself, does this interaction benefit both parties or just one side? This question holds the key to distinguishing between a sincere request and manipulation. False storytellers. The third red flag of manipulation is inconsistencies in stories. Manipulators often use lies or distort facts to control your perception. Their stories may be dramatic, emotional, and carefully crafted, but upon closer examination, they often contain gaps and contradictions. Why does this work? People tend to believe well-told stories. Our psyche is such that we perceive coherent and emotionally charged narratives as trustworthy. Manipulators exploit this mechanism to create a reality that benefits them, distracting from the truth. Signs of a false narrative include contradictions in details. Stories that the manipulator tells different people or at different times may differ. For example, the same event might be described with key facts changed. Avoiding clarifying questions. When you try to dig deeper, the manipulator either changes the subject or accuses you of mistrusting them. Emotional overload. False stories are often accompanied by excessive drama to distract from their illogicality. To recognize manipulation, ask questions and note the inconsistencies. For example, if someone tells you a story, try to clarify key details. When did this happen? Who was there? What did you do next? If the answers become vague or change, it may signal manipulation. Remember, an honest person is not afraid of clarifications and calmly answers questions, while a manipulator will try to avoid specifics. Attention to detail and critical thinking are your main tools in combating false storytellers. Boundary violations. Respect or control. The fourth red flag of manipulation is people who violate your boundaries. They do not respect your personal choices, time, or space, seeking to impose their desires on you. These manipulators use a gradual erosion of boundaries to strengthen their influence. How does this manifest? At first, manipulators may seem caring or persistent in their attempts to help, but gradually their actions begin to limit your freedom. They may dictate how you should dress, whom you should associate with, or what decisions you should make. Their goal is to create the sense that your needs and desires are unimportant. Signs of boundary violations include coercion into actions that contradict your principles. For example, pressuring you to do something they deem necessary. Control over your time and resources. Manipulators often demand your attention, even when it is inconvenient or undesirable for you. Devaluation of your opinion. They may convince you that you are wrong or misunderstand the situation, so you follow their instructions. To protect your boundaries, it is important to assertively say no when something violates your principles or comfort. Respect your needs and do not be afraid to stand your ground. Remember, healthy relationships are built on mutual respect, not control. If someone tries to manage your actions, it's a clear sign of manipulation, and you should reconsider your interactions with them. Shifting blame, avoiding responsibility. One of the most common signs of manipulators is their habit of avoiding responsibility. They skillfully shift the blame for their mistakes or unfavorable circumstances onto others, leaving you with feelings of guilt or confusion. This creates the illusion that the problem is not with them, but with you or the surrounding world. How does this manifest? Blaming your reactions. The manipulator may criticize how you reacted, completely ignoring the reasons that triggered that reaction. For example, if you hadn't yelled, I wouldn't have lost my temper. Shifting the focus. Instead of discussing their behavior, they focus on your role in the situation. You suggested this, and I just agreed. Minimizing their responsibility. They tend to downplay their actions, calling them insignificant. This isn't important, and you're making a big deal out of nothing. Manipulators aim to undermine your confidence in your own correctness. Over time, this leads to self-doubt, even when you are the victim of unfair treatment. How to counter this? Record the facts. Remember or write down key moments of conversations to restore the context when necessary. Ask direct questions. For example, what exactly did you do to fix the situation? This helps shift the focus to their actions. Stand your ground. Remember, no one can force you to take responsibility for others' actions. If a manipulator tries to do this, calmly but firmly express your position. Admitting one's mistakes is a sign of maturity. Manipulators, however, use blame shifting as a tool of control and pressure. Knowing this, you can recognize these tactics and protect yourself in time. Isolation. Breaking ties with your support network. Manipulators often try to isolate their victims from their support network. Friends, family, colleagues. The less external support you have, the easier it is to control you. This can be done overtly or subtly, but the result is always the same. You find yourself in emotional and psychological isolation. Why does this work? Isolation removes your ability to gain an objective perspective. Without the support of loved ones, you become more vulnerable to suggestion and doubt. the manipulator becomes the sole source of truth, which strengthens their power over you. Signs of isolation. Criticism of your environment. The manipulator may speak negatively about your friends or family. Your friend is just jealous of you, or your family never understood you. Creating conflict. They may provoke arguments between you and your loved ones to sever your connections. Control over time. Gradually, they start taking up all your free time, excluding opportunities to socialize with others. How to protect yourself? Maintain connections. Regularly communicate with friends and family, even if the manipulator tries to discourage you. Trust your surroundings. If your loved ones express concerns about your relationship, listen to them. Their opinion may be an important signal. Set boundaries. Establish clear limits so the manipulator cannot fully control your time and choices. Isolation is a powerful tool of manipulation, but understanding and recognizing this mechanism will help you maintain your connections and avoid falling into the trap. Gaslighting, distorting your reality. One of the most sophisticated tools of manipulation is gaslighting, a method where the manipulator makes you doubt your own perception of reality. This psychological pressure can destroy self-esteem and lead to serious emotional consequences. How does it work? The manipulator may deny obvious facts, distort your words or events, causing you to feel uncertain. For example, you made that up, that never happened, or you just misunderstood everything. Signs of gaslighting. Denial of reality. Even when you clearly remember what happened, the manipulator will insist otherwise. Accusations of your inadequacy. They may say you're too sensitive or that you're perceiving things incorrectly. Creating confusion. Constant contradictory statements lead you to question your memories and sensations. How to protect yourself. Trust your intuition. If something feels wrong, it's not just in your head. Seek support. Talk to people you trust to gain an objective perspective. Document events. Record key moments of conversations and events to have clear evidence of your truth. Gaslighting is a subtle and destructive form of manipulation, but understanding its mechanisms will help you maintain confidence in yourself and protect your mental well-being. By exposing the signs of manipulative behavior, we gain a tool to protect our boundaries and strengthen our self-confidence. Charm, emotional manipulation, lying, boundary violations, shifting blame, isolation, and gaslighting. All these manipulative tactics only work until we recognize their essence. But now you have the knowledge to spot these red flags and build healthy, honest relationships. Remember, your life is your responsibility, and no one has the right to control it for their own benefit.